last we heard from our kindred, they had just captured a caitiff and brought them back to the cell so that they can be interrogated for information and who knows what else. So I'll turn it over to you guys.
Literally nothing but information to be gathered here. Completely fine. Um, so
I'm gonna be sitting down because I don't know anything that's happening. I don't know who this person is. All I know is that, you know, bring him out. And so I'm just gonna be like sitting down nearby and just sort of like listening to what's happening and just like trying to figure out the whole situation here.
Can Lesh look for something to like plug his ears?
Yes, yes, you can. Go ahead
Okay,
and make me a wits and investigation since you're looking for something.
you got it.
Um, Max, what's your plan? You have him. He's
you
sadly in the torpor.
you don't have to make a roll for that, by the way. There, if you would ask, Maximus would tell you there's earplugs in his desk.
Well, can you get him, dude? I remember what you told me about the office.
I pull the key out of my pocket and hand it to him.
Lesh is gonna half smile, but then just go about his business. He knows not to push it. He's gonna go and attempt to get the earplugs from Maximus's office.
As you like walk up the stairs, I'm like, hey, Maximus is like, top right drawer.
Lesh gives a thumbs up.
Um, Maximus just kind of like, oh, what does he do, man? It's been a long time. It's been a long time. He's just kind of staring uh at this torpid caitiff right now, and it standing there and thinking of what to do. Jasmine can probably tell that he is has pause.
The moment that Jasmine can tell this, she goes, what's next? What's next, priest?
Um, the ugly part.
Should I be here? Can I be here? May I be here?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Sweet. And I sit and I put my head bit on my hands like this, and I just do this to look and see what's happening.
Is Lesh managed to retrieve the earplugs?
Yes, you've managed to retrieve the earplugs. Um, his office is nice. Looks like any office you would expect. Uh, one of the lights is slightly flickering, but that's to be expected in
Mm-hmm.
in this in this uh, very nice but very creepy church. Um, and you're able to go back, return to the group if you would like.
Oh, while Lesh is in the office, he'd be like, all right, hey, any spirit dudes that are hanging out in here? I'm just getting some earplugs. You know, I know the rules because Lesh doesn't know the relationship of each ghost. So he just go like, "Hey, I'm just letting you know, I have permission. I have a key." That's how he's thinking about it.
That's
But yeah,
right,
he doesn't.
Maximus and his ghost bodyguards.
He's like, "Were you here? Were you given permission?"
I mean, shoot, you know how it is in the Masquerade, Vampire Man, Ghosts,
Sure.
rates crazy. So he just goes in, gets the earplugs, heads back, and he'll wait until he gets Maximus's attention, and then toss the key back. And he'll
Uh,
go,
I'm gonna look at Lesh and I'm gonna go, "What's that for?"
yeah, I don't want to be here for this. Like I'll keep watch or something, but you two go ahead. Let me know what you find out.
Do you think Maximus is gonna torture him or something? He's pretty much non-responsive.
Lesh looks over at Maximus because, they've had an escapade or two in passing. And Lesh is going to raise an eyebrow to Maximus in a like, should I tell her? Or is this for you to tell kind of way?
Maximus just winks.
And like,
That's it.
and Lesh will turn right to Jazz and be like, do that. You may see or hear some things that you may not be used to. And you just told me what one of your goals are. So I'm not going to keep you from it, but yeah, it's kind of part and parcel for what you want for yourself. Me, I'm not into that sort of thing. I just let me know the end result.
All right.
And you can see like Lesh is actually looking very fidgety and uncomfortable right now. And he's clutching the earplugs a little harder than you would probably expect.
I just don't know if it would work, with us having that high quality ears and all.
There's an off button for that, and then Lesh will put on the earplugs and then head back upstairs.
For what it's worth, Jasmine, I could just not do this and we
No,
just
I want to
we
know.
just okay. You're sure?
Sure, it's fine. I have no connection to this guy. In fact, I think I have the opposite of affection for the group that he's in.
Well, but you have a mutual connection, so that's why I say something.
Just because Remy is my friend doesn't mean all of Remy's friends are my friends. In fact, a lot of Remy's friends are not my friends.
Okay, that's fair. Especially your dad.
Oh, yeah, especially that guy. Besides, I want to know what I can do when we get our hands on that guy specifically.
Okay, well, mm. So like all of the like blush has washed out of Maximus at this point. It's a really weird transition to see because like he looks like a normal dude when he's blushed, and just the pallidness and the abyssal markings and stuff kind of, they're not just there, right? They appear and spread. And so I'm gonna activate Oblivion Sight for the sake of nothing other than looking scary. And I wheel over a little surgical tray that has some various instruments and stuff on them, specifically for, interrogation purposes. Nothing too crazy, like this isn't hostile by any means, but like they're mostly medical instruments that you would see happen in surgery that could also be used for torture. So I do look at Jasmine, like I grab a scalpel. I'm like, you might want to look away if I'm motioning that I'm about to cut my own hand. It's the only way to wake him up.
Jasmine does not look away. And you can tell that Jasmine isn't scared. You might even wonder if this is actually the first time she's seen anything like this.
Okay, well, let's hope that we're lucky and this one is weak. And I'm going to cut my palm and I'm going to make a rouse check to try to force feed this guy. It's a rouse check's worth of blood.
Yes, please do so.
I get hungrier. And I'm at 300.
3
Oh boy.
hunger. As you call upon the will of your vitae to wake this guy up, your bee stops gnawing at you a little bit. Whispers of, why don't you just eat him? What is the purpose of this?
That's the plan.
Uh,
Eventually,
but why don't we just eat him now?
because I need answers.
That's boring.
No, being hunted like a dog in my own city is boring. Now shut the hell up. And I put my hand over his mouth.
After a few moments, you hear this like sputtering sound as his eyes flick open. What the hell was that all
No, I
about?
keep my hand over his mouth. I don't let him talk. I'm just looking at him. I'm like, this is going to work in one way. I am going to ask you questions. You are going to answer them. If I feel like you are lying, I look over at the tray and then I like turn his head forcefully with my hand over his mouth. If you give me an answer that I don't like, I look back over at the tray. If this one over here, and then I turn his head the other way to look at Jasmine, feels like that you're lying, and then I turn his head back towards the tray. You get the gist of where this is going, right?
There's a brief moment where you see his eyes kind of do that thing where they like flick up, like he's like looking up at the ceiling for a moment, and then just kind of like half-hearted nod.
I move my hand away and I like lick the cut so it'll close.
Ugh. Sombra.
As if you haven't tasted it before. Hi, I'm not going to introduce myself because you know who I am.
Yeah, I
Because your
know.
pack has been hunting me for the last few months.
Yeah, I know who you are. Know who she is.
Yeah.
Good.
Hi.
First question.
Uh, sure, what's the first question?
Storyteller, remind me who Aster's mate is, the one that we saw them both together on the motorcycle and fought them.
That would be Doria.
Okay. I know that Doria has Aster somewhere. It's not a question of whether that's the case, because she's the only one that would rescue him under such risky circumstances as coming into my haven and forcing her way in. Where are their safe houses?
You honestly think that sticky little rose could pull a door off the hinges?
I take the scalpel and I stab it in between his third and fourth rib.
Ah! I'm making a comment. Have you ever seen her fight?
And I didn't like the answer. You must not have heard the rules. Answer the question.
I don't know where they hold up.
Can I tell if he's lying?
Go ahead and make me a
Yeah,
wits and
Maximus
insight.
is not great at that. I'm a pretty decent wits pool, but Maximus just inherently
What
trusts.
do I roll for that?
Wits and insight.
Wits.
I haven't pulled the scalpel out, by the way. I don't want him to start bleeding yet.
That's fine. Ria might get upset because there's already been blood in this area.
I'll clean it up.
It looks like it has been cleaned recently and like the bed's been made
Poor Rhea.
down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That is 3 successes.
He appears to be telling the truth.
He appears to be telling the truth.
I take the scalpel out slowly. And why would you not know where some of your own pack mates would hide out should they need to? You've got to have some kind of idea.
I mean, I've got a few. You do understand that like I'm new to this pack. Like those four are been together for a while.
And I also understand how a pack works and how the vinculum works and the fact that you're all connected and that Zachariah tends to trust everyone in the pack with most things. Now, you've got several other gaps between your ribs, so I suggest that you start giving me a list of those places that they might be.
You got like a piece of paper or something?
Jasmine, there's a pen and a pad on the desk over there, if you would please.
I grab it and I say, dictate.
Uh, and he does start giving you like a few addresses. Uh,
Are there any locations that I have known of before or that I have checked out? Namely, the abandoned hospital.
no, he does not list the hospital.
Okay.
He lists a few other places. You can roll me wits and streetwise to see if you recognize any of them.
Since I grew up here, can I also make that roll?
Of course, yes.
I got 2 successes.
Uh, wits and streetwise, you said?
Yes.
That is just 1 success.
Um, both of you get when you're looking over the list, they're mostly just abandoned buildings. Some in residential areas, some in more industrial areas.
Okay. Um, so out of these locations, have you ever been to any of them with Astor and Daria? I'm really bad with names.
You know, I'm the guy in the chair. I don't exactly go places.
In between the 4th and the 5th rib.
Ugh.
Jasmine goes, that could have just been a yes or no.
That was clearly a no.
Simple answers.
I don't think he's in that much pain.
I drag the scalpel just a little bit. I don't pull it out, but I'm like making the cut longer.
Uh,
All right. Now, what does the guy in the chair do? If I've seen enough spy movies or just movies in general where there's a guy in a chair, their job is to what? I'm asking, like, I'm expecting an answer from him. What do they do?
well, if you've seen a lot of movies, you know what I do.
I quickly pull it out this time and go to the next set of ribs.
All right, all right.
You really don't know how to play this game, dude.
It, you know, this is it's not exactly frightening.
He's not scared, Maximus.
Like I'm not human.
Yeah.
None of us are. Oh God. Okay. Well, we're full sitting in this shit at this point. I don't get hungrier, but I activate Touch of Oblivion. And I stick the fingers into the 4 holes and like reach in and like touch the organs that are in there and get them with Touch of Oblivion.
You hear him start screaming.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at Maximus. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's really cool.
Yeah, like my fingers would have like looked like they were almost starting to decay with frostbite with how that ability works. He takes 2 ag damage. I don't know if that puts him back into torpor or not.
Yes, it actually does.
Good.
You just
Good.
fall right back down.
He also gets a random crippling injury.
Noted.
You also Maximus is also gonna like I like pull my hand out and like lick my fingers clean.
So that's not something we all can do, right? That's like a you specifically thing, right?
Yep. That's a me thing. Maybe a Remy thing.
Huh, I'm gonna ask him next time I meet him.
I don't think I've ever seen him use it. And it's pretty handy. No pun intended.
I like puns. So, wake him up again?
Oh, he can wake up anytime that he wants to. He's just being slow about it on purpose. I grab his face with the hand. I'm like, I know you can hear me. You can heal anytime you want, not human. We're not done here.
You get no response.
This guy.
Now you see, out of character mechanically, I'm aware that he could be close to his limit of death with aggravated damage because of how much I did to him last time. But he's not starting to decay, right? Like I can tell
No.
he is not actually dead yet.
No, he is not at final death yet.
Okay.
Close, but not yet.
I'm gonna take a surgical needle and the thread, and I'm actually gonna stitch back up the holes in between his ribs. I don't need to because he can just heal them, but I'm being petty.
I'm loving this. I'm sorry.
And I pull up a chair next to Jasmine. I may have went a little too far. There is a limit to how much we can heal each night.
That's fine. He kind of deserved it, so.
Oh, and he'll be here until we're done with him. So, or
I do pull out my purse, and as you can see that what I'm doing right now, Jasmine does bring out a little bit of like a cross stitch pattern and is like cross stitching while waiting. You can tell that Jasmine is pretty relaxed. This isn't an act for her. She's not scared of what's happening. You know, maybe it's the Sabbat in her, but she's not too worried.
maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's just
maybe it's Sabbat.
maybe it's Sabbat. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, same at this point. Like, I promise you, Maximus has had to do far worse than this, even whenever he was alive still. But yeah, so he just kind of like pulls up a chair beside Jasmine and funnily enough pulls like an older looking Bible out of his inside jacket pocket. Like it's definitely not has been recently translated version, and just kind of sits there and is gonna read. If they're gonna have a moment, then they're gonna have a very non-verbal moment.
Yeah. And Jasmine is just gonna be quiet there and waiting as well for this kid to wake up whenever he decides to.
You guys are waiting approximately 45 minutes before you see his eyes flick back open.
I nudge Maximus. Think he's awake.
So, holding Bible in one hand, like I don't even move it. I just like look up to the table and then I look back. I'm ignoring him right now. But I give it like 5 minutes because I'm hungry.
While Maximus is ignoring him, I go, "Ah, oh, hey, Sleeping Beauty."
You guys are really bad at this. I want you to know this.
I mean, I have never done this before. This is a learning experience for me.
You should have stuck around
You
a
know.
little. You should have
know.
stuck around a little longer. Could have learned some things.
Remy will teach me some things. Like he always does.
That annoyance.
Close the Bible and put it back in my pocket.
He's the reason I'm here, you know. In fact, he's the reason you're here.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name again? Out of character, I forgot.
Abbott.
Okay, that's right. Wait, did I actually write that down? No, I didn't.
I had it written down. I didn't connect the dot.
Okay, perfect. And I kind of stand back up walk over to the table. He's bound to this table, but not like full psych ward bound. There's like two, like a leather buckle around each of his forearms and each of his ankles, but that's about it. Maximus is just banking on the fact that he's not, the kind of caitiff that has potence, but because he does not think of caitiff very highly. Abbott, seminary teaches you a lot of things. The military also teaches you a lot of things. But you want to know what neither of them teaches you?
Manners?
Well, no, the military definitely does that in a really twisted, messed up, kind of hierarchical way.
It absolutely does not.
But it doesn't teach you just the threshold of human pain. But we're not human. And I grab I grab his wrist and I grab his bicep just above the elbow. Have you ever wondered how easy it is to break somebody's arm at the elbow, Abbott?
I imagine it's fairly easy for at least your kind.
I don't activate potence at all, and I'm just gonna to be fair, I do have a 3 strength, so I'm just gonna as forcefully as I can push upward on that. Well, actually, I would be grabbing his tricep, not his bicep, and just break his arm right at the elbow.
You are able to do so.
It's a very sickening crack and pop because the elbow is a joint.
He kind of grimaces at you a little bit about it. Like seriously, man, where is this getting you?
Well, other than getting my rocks off a little bit.
You're a priest. I'm pretty sure that is forbidden.
Yeah, well, so is being touched by the void of hell, but didn't really have much of a choice whenever it came to that. We all make our own sacrifices to repent from the sins that we cause of our own accord. So, back to the questions. What's Zachariah's plan here? You're the one that does all the information. Again, like you said, the man behind the chair. You've got to be the one that has the security system set up, checks the feeds regularly. You're the one that records everything that needs to be recorded and keeps an eye on it. So you're the inside man. Otherwise, you'd be dead right now.
I mean, that's exactly what I do. I just do the security bits. Occasionally look into people when I'm needed to.
You really expect me to believe that Zachariah doesn't trust you with anything?
Do you honestly think he trusts anybody outside of 3 other people?
I kind of grab him forcefully by the throat and choke him a little bit. There's definitely the ruthlessness from Clan La Sombra is kind of seeping out a little bit here. And through gritted teeth, Maximus just Abbott, I know dragons, and I know how their curse manifests itself. If you haven't figured it out yet because you're slow in the head, you and everybody in your pack are his horde. He would do anything to protect you all.
Then you don't know dragons. That horde only extends so far.
I let go. Oh, so did you fall out of your daddy's favor? Is that what you're telling me?
No? Why do you have to make it weird?
It's literally the point of an interrogation. It has to be weird and uncomfortable and painful.
It's just cringe. I'd rather you go back to the shadow hand thing.
No, you wouldn't.
I'd
Well,
rather at this point. Put me out of my misery now.
yeah, just the will to live is gone out of you.
At this point, yes.
All right. I mean, if he's gonna be useless.
I'm gonna pull back the shirt a little bit. Has he healed the hole in his chest completely?
No. He's healed it enough. That's probably how he woke up, was he just was healing it enough.
To think you actually had a chance to leave here alive. I don't even let him respond. I'm just gonna like
The
take my
minute you
hand.
say, the minute you said to think you had a chance of leaving here alive, Jasmine gives you a weird look, like she never thought he'd be out of here alive.
And I like shove my hand right into the hole in the chest, just banging on the fact that the rib cage is still broken quite a bit. And I'm gonna just grab hold of his heart. I don't pull it out yet.
You're able
Not
to.
the Sub-Zero fatality.
As you reach your hand in and put it around your heart, you feel the room go super cold. And Max, could you make me a dexterity and athletics roll?
Oh boy.
Two successes.
You feel an unseen force punch you across the shoulder, and you feel your hand slip out of his chest.
You gotta be joking.
I do have Oblivion Sight active still. If that is what is happening here.
You, with your Oblivion sight active, go ahead and roll me Wits and Oblivion.
That's a much better die pool.
Mm-mm.
7 successes with a single crit.
As you are looking around the room, you do see a translucent figure trying to hide from you, but you're able to make it out. It is the and again through your Oblivion sight, it's weird, but you can make out the spectral chains on it.
Curious. It seems that someone who has departed this mortal coil thinks themselves a protector of yours. Can I recognize any like features or anything on this thing?
You do. It is a certain hunter you guys killed a few nights ago.
Hand just covered in blood right now. Ah, interesting. I walk over, like, not right up to it. And I say, remind me what his name was again.
Abbott.
No, not Abbott. Our hunter friend.
Oh, you mean Ezekiel?
Yeah, Ezekiel, that's right. I just look this spirit up and down, and I say, Ezekiel, you have no place here. Why are you protecting the thing that you swore to hunt down? I know that you can communicate with me to some effect, or otherwise you wouldn't have been able to physically touch me.
As you get closer to where he is, he does shift a bit in focus. And that when you had seen him previously, he didn't have the chains on him. So, if you would like to make an intelligence and occult roll, you could.
I can sure try. I'm not good at that whatsoever, but we're gonna see what we can do.
Oh boy.
2 successes.
You're gonna guess he's doing somebody's bidding right now, and he doesn't look too happy about it.
Is Abbott conscious right now?
Yes.
I look over to him. Is there a Hakata that Zachariah has brought on recently? The
No.
Giovanni?
No.
Strange.
But did you just see he looks kind of confused from Max to Jasmine and back to Max because he can't see what you're looking at.
I'm
Jasmine
gonna
can't
test
see
the
it either, right?
Yeah, you can't see it either.
Jasmine shrugs at him. Mm.
I'm gonna test the waters and grab the scalpel again. I'm not gonna I actually am gonna try to just like stab him in the arm.
Go ahead and make me a dexterity and athletics roll again.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, see what his orders are one way or another.
2 successes.
You feel your hand, and again, the ghost isn't getting close to you, but you can see like he uses his arm and kind of like makes a motion, and then that's when your hand gets knocked away.
Ooh, Ezekiel's that strong.
I move over to the other side of the table. Will you follow me?
No, he's just standing there.
I'm not gonna actually like try to stab at this point, but I'm gonna like move the scalpel as close as I can until I feel it like getting pushed away.
Yeah.
Okay. This is any time I try to harm him, he's just shoving me away.
Yeah.
I put the scalpel away and I just put a hand on him. Does that all does that work?
You're getting the same buffering.
Mm.
I look back at Jasmine. Sorry, this might seem very strange, but there is what we would call a wraith,
Ah,
a vengeful spirit unable to rest that seems to have, just in the nick of time, been charged with protecting our friend here. I actually like put my hand over his chest and like make a show that I'm putting an effort into trying to touch him and just can't touch him.
I see. So does that mean you can't kill him?
Not through conventional means.
Can we just throw him out in the sun then?
Again, I cannot touch him.
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna like poke him.
Jasmine, you are able to touch him.
I can touch him.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take a scalpel and just sort of like cut him. Not too deep, but just like to see if I can cut him.
That's when you feel the same resistance.
I see. If it's like, and then I poke him again, just with my finger.
You're able to poke him.
That's great.
It's the exact opposite of great.
I mean, we could just roll him to like the sun in the morning.
I wish
That's not how it
would.
works.
No, it will not be that easy.
Oh.
So, storyteller, do I know if my Oblivion powers would affect this wraith and how they would affect it? I don't think Maximus has really had to fight spirits before.
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna really not lie to you right now. I don't want to risk the hunger.
That's fair. You can roll me intelligence and occult again.
Sure.
Actually, I'll make this intelligence and oblivion. Let's see if
Okay. Hey, it's 2 more dice. I'll take it. I got 4 successes that time.
as a Lissombra, you know that your usage of oblivion is vastly different from those of Clan Hakata. Um, your oblivion probably won't do anything to him, but a Hakata's would.
Count yourself lucky, Mr. Abbott. You get to live for now. Somebody's looking out for you.
Highly doubt that's going to be a good thing.
Most assuredly not. In the best case scenario, you'll be in somebody's debt and you'll get out of here alive. But for now,
I highly doubt they're going to let me live.
well, you don't get to die at my hands. So take what comfort in that you will.
Oh, Father, I'd rather much die by your hands.
Then become a part of that monstrosity.
Oh, he won't put me in that monstrosity, please. That thing's already finished.
Ooh.
The next one, then. And I don't wait for him to respond at that point.
This is the first time Jasmine shivers the whole night. And then I go, oh, just a little bit cold. Don't worry about it.
Maximus is leaving the room at this point.
As you leave the room, you see the wraith disappears from sight.
I'm just gonna assume that it would come back if I tried again, so
I'm going to hang out for a little bit, if that's okay. I kind of like the peace and quiet here.
don't trust anything that he says.
I won't.
Oh, and if you get a mind to try again, as I just kind of look around the room, eyes pitch black with oblivion, shrug, and then turn around and walk up the steps as I'm pulling out a handkerchief to start cleaning off my hand.
You're able to do so. As you go outside, um,
Where's Lash?
where
He would have been probably outdoors, still blush of life on, just keeping eyes out the best way he knows how.
Okay.
Because he wants to be within reach if you need him, but far enough away, or if he heard a certain something, he doesn't react to it.
Yeah, so then I would just head out and walk out the back door because that's going to be the closest door to outside from where this is. And I'm open the door and step out, and I'm still just wiping the hand off. You can see this handkerchief is drenched in blood as I come out.
Les is gonna sigh and pull out the earplugs. How'd it go, Padre?
Mostly fruitless.
Les frowns at that. You weren't able to get him to talk? I thought that was kind of your thing, dude.
Oh, he talked. He just doesn't know a lot. He is still new to Zachariah's pack, and it seems as though, from my understanding, that he is not trusted with much. I believe that Zachariah brought him in out of necessity. They did not have someone that could do what he does, and so the Sabbat's answer to not having access to a resource is to kill someone and force them into performing those tasks.
Sounds pretty gnarly.
Well, whenever you consider that just about liberally 70% of most of the people in our generation gets extremely excited about the idea of immortality and the pop culture surrounding vampirism, most of them would jump at the chance, especially those that are loners.
So you know how we're going to dispose of the body?
Oh no, he's still alive.
You didn't kill him?
No, because somebody somewhere sent a wraith to protect him.
What? Huh? And with that, Lash is going to sit up and think about, like, how could a Hecata be involved in this situation in any way, shape, or form?
Go ahead and make me see let's do this either in intelligence or politics or intelligence and streetwise. Max, you can make the same roll if you would like.
Oh, definitely intelligent streetwise.
Well, I'm not gonna roll. Maximus doesn't know enough.
Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be at what, 2 dots of hunger, I think. Let me look. Yep, okay. Yeah. 3 successes.
3 successes. With your ear to the ground, you know that the Hakata are not tower, they're not anarch movement, they're kind of just their own thing. Your guess is that maybe somebody made a deal somewhere,
Okay.
paid a
Well,
heavy price.
well, Padre, based on my hunch, somebody could have cut a deal, you know. Hecata are kind of moving on their own, bro. Like, kind of like a mercenary kind of thing right now. So, I mean, I don't know all the places to get a hookup, but do you know anybody offering their services with some sort of powerful wraith around here?
Well, I don't think the Wraith in particular is powerful of his own accord. Although I can't understand why Ezekiel would hold a grudge against us, and that generally tends to power them
You know
more.
its name?
It's a hunter that we disposed of not too long ago.
So, this is a wraith that you got some history with, too. Lesh continues listening.
He would not be able to manifest if it were otherwise. Spirits float around in the ether, unable to move on to the next life of their own accord most times. There has to be some sort of driving force that turns them into a wraith, a vendetta, typically. That wrath heightens them, from my understanding. It is very little. I am not a Hakata, but the access I have to the abyss gives me a little bit of information. Enough to know that I can do nothing about it, which is infinitely frustrating.
Is there anyone you trust to handle this situation? Or at least inquire?
Yes.
Is it going to cost us anything?
Probably not.
Okay. Looks like it's your turn to make the phone call, brah.
There is a real true struggle with Maximus right now as he pulls out his cell phone and calls the sheriff.
Yeah.
The phone rings once and you hear her pick up. Hello?
Good evening, Sheriff.
Oh, this is formal titles tonight. Oh, hello. What may I do for you, Maximus?
Seems that I have run into a bit of trouble with a wayward sword. One of the group that we had talked about before, if you recall.
Oh. Oh, that's. Wait, hold on. Are you at the church?
Yes.
Okay. So who is your guest?
A more of a technological sorts. The man in the chair, if you will.
Oh, well, that's a bonus.
Indeed, it would be, were it not for the angry spirit that suddenly appeared as I was finishing my business with him.
What?
Your ears do not deceive you, Sheriff. Fully bound by fetters and all.
Max, there's been a lot of issues these nights. Are you telling me we have a
Hmm.
helping?
I do not. Uh, the level of aid that is being provided is questionable for, I believe that this particular interference is being forced to do so.
Mm.
Perhaps by one of our Italian friends.
I do not want to have to go talk to Mariah.
Well, the fact of the matter is that you don't have to, because this is, strictly speaking, unofficial personal business.
I like where this is. I like where this is going. I like where this is going.
Let's just say that I acquired said sword for the purpose of helping me to no, I need to get accustomed to speaking in this way. The entire collection must be removed from the city, and this was the first piece in the puzzle of doing so.
That understanding. Are you needing me to come over and
That depends. Can you unbind a wraith?
I am not Italian.
Then it seems that we need to speak with the Italians.
Um, but I could come over and secure the space you're keeping your house guest from.
I don't think that the regular tenants would appreciate that.
Well, maybe the regular tenants will have to forgive you until you can get the information out, and then I can just take it off.
Very well.
I won't leave it up all night. Just give me like 20 minutes. I'm not dealing with an entire crisis, but I had to step out of a meeting.
For official business and personal, I don't expect you to be at my beck and call, Sheriff. You take the time that you need.
No, I think dealing with your house guest would be a lot more interesting than watching these two fight for the upteenth time. Oh no,
Oh
somebody's
Lord.
about to pick up the table. Give me 30 minutes. Bye, Max. She hangs up.
Just stare at the phone after she hangs up.
Les just raises an eyebrow.
The sheriff will be here in half an hour.
Les cracks a half smile. But
This
he's
is
not
not
going to
a-
say anything.
Yes, this is not these are not the circumstances in which I like to meet with my love interest, and I don't appreciate the wit, Lesh.
Les grins completely. Any preparations we got to make before your guest arrives, Padre?
Just go tell Jasmine and make sure that nobody leaves or enters that basement, or so help me God. I'm going to go find something to eat, because if I don't, then it will be Kindred on the menu tonight, and that is a suboptimal menu choice.
Les nods. He goes, "Don't do a sloppy job out there, Padre." And he walks away snickering.
Max, you were able to roll your hunting roll to go grab yourself something to eat.
Boy, oh boy, let's find another drunk person to kill.
Oh boy.
What's my target DC here?
You're in your own territory. I think it'll be 3.
I'm gonna spend a. Oh no, never mind. I didn't look at the hunger dice. Okay, I got 4 successes.
Yeah, you're able to grab yourself something to eat.
I don't kill him. I'm not that hungry. I just slake 2 hunger.
Good, good. Yeah,
He's gonna be feeling that hangover in the morning more than he thought he would be.
yeah.
I rough him up a little bit too to make it look like he got mugged.
Do you steal his
Take
wallet?
the cash out of his wallet.
There we go. Yep. Nope. Completely believable. When you get back, you see Ash's familiar car, um,
What does
setting.
Ash drive, storyteller?
Ooh, good question.
Ash has a vintage car. This looks like one of those 1930s, like starlit cars that you see in those old Hollywood movies.
Mm-hmm. Is
Uh,
that a convertible?
no, hardtop. Hardtop.
Okay.
I'll post a picture of it in chat. 'Cause she's a vintage girl. Completely white with like a cream interior. And she's like, she hasn't gotten out of the car. You see she's got her compact up and she's like fluffing her hair a little bit.
Oh, how cute.
Do I get back before she arrives?
You can.
I open the door for her.
Oh, thank you, Max.
And I like offer her a hand.
You see
Maximus is very like old school chivalry.
she goes to take it, realizes she's wearing her jacket. You see she takes her coat off before she takes your arm.
Appreciated.
Not a problem. I figured, maybe on your home turf I would not, oh, what did the kids say? Blow you up.
I do recommend that you put it back on when we go inside, though. This, as much as I thought that this place was safe, we've had several unwelcome intrusions. I guess it's a hazard of being an unsanctioned safe house.
I know with you, and you see she gets out of the car with her jacket over her other arm. Have you guys considered cameras?
I activate Oblivion Sight and then just look at her.
Forgot about that. Yes, no, that's a good idea. All right, well
And I turn it off.
let's go, and I will do my best today.
Thank you.
So,
Anything that you need, I will do my best to help provide it for you.
oh, I see. She's as she gets out, she's got her coat, and then she's also got like a bag, and it's not her usual purse. It's like a bigger bag. I came prepared. I have
Hmm.
my own house warded. You never can trust the entirety of not upsetting somebody and them sending a ghost after you.
If you would have told me that an hour ago, I would have not believed you.
It's funny. Alois thinks I'm paranoid, but they can walk through walls and operate in the
That
daylight.
is that is rich coming from that man.
Mhm.
I think he sleeps underground anyhow, so he doesn't have to worry about something pulling the curtains down on him. But I never can be too careful. Never can be too careful. All right, let's do this. We got this.
Is
Where's
Jasmine still down there after half an hour?
Lesh
Yeah.
would have been there too.
Oh, okay.
And Lesh would
When
have told Jasmine what's going on.
Jasmine would have just nodded and go, sit. And I would just quietly continue the art craft that I'm working on. Like lifting my eyes a little bit to look at Abbott and then going back to it.
Abbott has
Lesh,
been laying there humming a sea shanty the entire time.
And Jasmine is joined every now and then when she recognizes it.
Lesh is just looking perplexed. And like just eyes Abbott. Like, that leery expression, just like, what are you doing? And he's just standing there, arms crossed, just like staring him down, trying to figure him out. And he would be focused on that, so he probably wouldn't notice until Maximus and Ash walk in that they're here.
I would kind of like clear my throat as I enter the room. The
Oh, hey,
sheriff?
Ash.
Hello.
That's sheriff to you, Lesh.
You and the rules.
It's as I'm here in a non-official capacity, I believe Ash is okay.
I shrug.
Oh, you called in a non-official favor, Padre. Lesh starts smirking.
I can't rightfully have the sheriff of Dallas coming to do me a favor against the Hekata who are non-aligned. Come now, do you think that I'm daft?
Jasmine will look up and say, those are certainly words that I
She's
don't
new.
understand.
um, uh, Hikata necromancers. That's probably your friend. And you seem
Oh,
like
the ghost thing.
yes. It's weird. This is not normally there. They don't like this side of town. They usually hang over in Fort Worth, unless Mariah's got one that's in timeout somewhere.
Well, Zachariah does tend to get all kinds of people.
Can Lesh make a check on the name Mariah?
Sure. What's in streetwise?
Okay. Okay. I'll be doing that.
All right. Well, it's fairly still early in the evening. Max, do you want me to like stick a ward on him, or do you want me to do a circle? That'll take a little longer.
Well, I suppose that depends on if Ezekiel would even allow you to touch him.
See, she lets go of your arm, kind of like puts her coat back on, and then just kind of walks over. And Abbott is still humming a sea shanty. He's got his eyes closed, and is just kind of like vibing out. And she like puts her hand, like her finger on his forehead. It it seems okay.
Maximus nods. Whatever is going to be the least trouble for you.
Well, the circle, you could stick him in the middle of it and you'd be good. The ward, well, I'll do the ward first and we'll go from there. The circle will take all night if I have to do it. That's why I was asking.
Let's roll 4 successes on that with streetwise.
You've heard through the grapevine that the Hakata do not like Dallas. There's probably something to do with the fact that Alois is in everybody's business and they don't like it. Mariah is the head of the local family of the Hakata.
Oh boy.
Specifically, Mariah Giovanni.
Oh boy.
And she hangs out over in Fort Worth. But like most families, there is always somebody who, you know, not afraid to go their own way.
If you ain't gonna push me out, I'm with you.
As she's getting out like all of her supplies, a little bowl to like put stuff in, and she just goes to work. And after probably about, trying to see on here, 10 minutes, she has drawn a symbol on his forehead. So it should work. And she kind of looks back at you and just goes, in theory, we're good. So you go ahead.
I look at her. Your appetite, okay?
Oh, yes, no. I ate before I got here. Yes.
Hmm.
Well, if you're gonna start that whole thing all over, I'll be upstairs again.
No need. I'm gonna try to like shove my hand into his chest again.
You are able to actually do so. At first, you feel this barrier try and come up to stop you, and then it kind of dissipates.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull his heart out and drink all of it.
You are able to do so. Do
Can I go to 0 with that?
Sure.
I don't de-Alvarez him for what it's worth.
Noted. Ash or Jasmine and Lesh, you watch as this happens, and then Abbott his skin starts to flake away.
Let's just
Bye.
size.
Jasmine smiles and says, "Bye. Nice knowing you."
I'll pretend I didn't see this.
No, you shouldn't. That would be dishonest of me.
You have the thing about lying. I do not.
For what it's worth, he had nothing more than I like go over to the sink, wash my hands. Other than this, and I give her the piece of paper with the locations on it.
Writing. Okay. Oh, well, that's a house. I think that's a house. That's a warehouse. And you say she's kind of going down the list, like listing them off as she's reading them. I mean, that makes sense. It's all abandoned. Do you want me to do scouting or?
No, but it would be, shall we say, advantageous if a certain hound who is known to be quick on their feet
Hmm.
got a anonymous tip about some possible locations of swords in the city.
Lesh vigorously nods at that.
You see, she takes out her phone and she takes a picture of it, and you see she kind of texts it. You're watching as she's texting it. And you hear like the little bing. She's looking into it.
I walk over and I get like really uncomfortably close. Not uncomfortable for Maximus or their relationship, but for somebody that doesn't like PDA, really uncomfortably close to her. And like cup her chin under my hand and just kind of look into her eyes. Ash,
Hmm.
if she finds Azra, he belongs to me.
Yes, yes. Aster will belong to you.
Yes.
Anyone else? You have a particular list? Does anybody else want to give me like names of people you would like to take on?
Can I join that Aster list? I don't have to be the one to finally do it. I just want to have a stab at it.
Particular history with the man?
Oh, he's my dad.
Oh, noted. I'll put you at the top of the list then.
Roll my
You know
eyes.
my deal. I just want to make sure the folks are safe.
He's not going to be safe.
That won't happen until all of Zachariah's ilk are dealt with.
That's why
I
I'm
don't
here.
have that strong of a feeling about all of them, but certainly one of them.
Oh boy.
If it matters to you, Jasmine, not Daria. It's Daria, right?
Doria.
Doria, God, I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with names.
You had me thinking about that one character.
Doria is Aster's love interest.
He has many.
Ah. Oh. Oh.
You just see like Ash kind of looks up at the ceiling like this is a conversation I shouldn't be in.
Right.
I mean, she is unofficially here.
Well, I'll go help Azra. Um, uh, Call me before you grab another one, just in case we still have the ghosty problem. I'm going to go call Mariah, figure out if she's got a cousin who,
I
on the take.
respectfully would prefer to not get you involved if I didn't have to.
You know, well, um,
Is it
it's a
just,
concern. It's a concern though.
and you're just going to have to trust me that it would be better if the sheriff of Dallas did not know about everything that I was doing.
Would you like me to make an anonymous referral to Fort Worth and then have Fort Worth go ask Mariah?
No, that I could care less if the Hakata come after me.
Well, I don't think that they'll come after you. I just um more so is if we have family issues, maybe Mariah could take care of it and you don't have to stare over your shoulder for spooky.
Sure, sure.
I mean, I don't think any of us want to.
Although one more enemy in this city at this point would not make a difference.
Lesh frowns at that.
Yes, but daylight and the ability to have curtains pulled down, unless you want to sleep underground.
No, thank you.
Exactly. I will. Oh. Oh, I have to go call Kyle.
Alternatively, you could have her contact me.
Mariah? Let me give. I'll just give you her number. You can give her a call. Um,
Well, no, it would look better if the sheriff acted as liaison, would it not?
It would, but also, that woman terrifies me a little bit.
Oh,
Lesh raises an eyebrow.
I mean, the whole raising the dead thing, like that's a bit nerve-wracking.
Ash, I decayed his lungs and part of his intestines an hour ago with my hand.
Yes, but that's normal Lasombra weirdness. That's not.
Okay,
Have you ever seen a Hakata randomly reanimate body parts? It's weird. It's weird.
okay. I will. You can have your own opinion of things that you know what you grew up in the cam and did not have to deal with what the Sabbat subject us to.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Yep.
count yourself lucky.
I do count myself lucky. Um, I will act as a liaison between you and Mariah, just to see if she's got any cousins. If not, if they've managed to pick it up somehow, that would not surprise me. God, I hope not. First,
Okay.
saw it in town. Next thing we know, it's gonna be Resident Evil. And
Lesh
she
laughs
grabs
out
her
loud at that.
purse.
The video game, not the terrible Netflix series.
Exactly. All right. Well, I'm going to go.
Is there anything I need to be made aware of, Sheriff?
Uh, oof. I'll keep you guys up to date about Alois has already taken care of what you guys discussed. He told me since I was coming over here to let you know that he's already taken care of it.
Lesh thumbs up, smile.
Um, I don't know.
All right. I know Alois has my card, but I assume you have mine too, so you know how to ring me.
I do. I just called Max. If you're here. Well, I'm gonna go help Azra look through these buildings. She's quick, but I think if we tag team it, it'll go even faster. Um, let me know if you need me for anything else.
Lesh nods. Bye, Ash.
Max, you have a good night. Jasmine, you have a good night as well.
It was
Um,
nice meeting you.
it's lovely to meet you. And yes, I will let you have first crack if I find your dad.
Thanks.
You're delusional if you think that you're letting me or I'm letting you leave without me walking you out.
Oh, well, I was hoping you would. Um, walk me to the car, that is, not leave without walking me somewhere.
Lesh is
Um,
biting his lip to keep from laughing out loud.
Jasmine will look at Lashes like they're dating, right? I didn't imagine that.
Well, I hear it from one side that they are. I don't know if they're gone public.
I see. Interesting.
The scandal that would happen if the inner council found out that the sheriff of Dallas was dating an autarchist Lasombra. I'd pay to
You're
watch
also getting you're also getting this information through a Bruja who's like, I could care less.
that.
They look really cute together.
Yeah, I gotta agree. If nothing else, is definitely good for the Padre there.
Max is just shaking his head as he's walking Ash up the stairs.
As you
Lesh is gonna get a broom and dustpan and sweep up the ashes. Well,
as
skin flakes, so to speak.
it's not really skin flakes so much as half decayed corpse still left behind.
Oh, okay. So he didn't completely go. All
No,
right. So
no. Yeah.
Lesh is getting
He's
hoping
too
for some
young.
garbage bags.
Yeah.
Lesh just hoping for some garbage bags. So he's doing that whole song and dance, trying to clean.
And as Max walks Ash to her car, and Lesh starts cleaning. We will go to break. All right. As Ash is driving off into the evening, what is the plan for the rest of the night?
Well, we
It's
did
probably
what I
go
want to
ahead.
do. So, any burning needs or desires for the two of you?
I might go out for a bite to eat.
I did have plans tonight, but it got moved to tomorrow night. So I'm probably just gonna stay here, honestly.
All right, well, I'll be getting a bite to eat and be at the apartment unless you feel like you need me on site, Padre.
Sure. Y'all, yeah. Go do your thing. I would be surprised if the Hakata have time for a same night meeting.
You never know. Streets of Dallas can be crazy. That's Lash's parting words.
You can go ahead and make your hunting roll.
Yo, I love Lash so much.
I go and sit down in front of Jasmine.
Yeah, get
Are
to
you
vamp my
okay?
fame.
I'm fine.
You watched me torture that guy. You didn't bat an eye.
I have seen a lot of terrible things in my short life.
Okay.
So
And that's 4 successes on that hunting roll.
that's pretty much all. I wish it were different. I wish I was back to not who I am now. But
Right,
kind
but
of too late on that.
whatever your experiences have been doesn't
Let's just say it fills me up with anger.
to watch something like that.
No. So this life fills me up with anger, so I would like to expend that anger
Mm,
in very specific and very efficient ways. Well, efficient may not be the word. Painful ways. Yes. So.
are you trying to tell me that you make a hobby?
Oh, I don't. but I will for certain people. I've never done any of those things, but
you like to watch.
well, this is the first time I've actually seen this kind of. Well, that's not true.
You are a puzzle, Jasmine. I hope you know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not either.
Yeah.
Okay. Just as long as we're all on the same page.
Yeah. Just know that my desire to learn these kind of things is so that I can take it out on a certain person. And that person is just one person.
And what happens after that?
I don't know. Maybe I'll walk into the sun.
Pretty painful way to go.
Everything that's happened after that night, I'm considering just a bonus. I should have been dead a long time ago.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad you're not.
Thank you.
And you should think about what you want to do afterwards. Aster is just one man.
He is.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna go. So if you're gonna stay here, I give her
I
one of the
probably
keys.
won't be long
Okay.
in the church. I mean, I don't have to stay here, but I probably will stay in the church for a little bit. And then I'll go back to my Airbnb.
Okay, but it's free to stay here.
I know, but that's been paid for already. And I kind of like being, I kind of like using Remy's money.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. I'll see you around.
Yeah.
And then I look down on my stuff and just sort of start packing it up. But walk upstairs or, just go to like the main sanctuary and just stay there for a little bit.
You're certainly able to do so. Um, where is Max going?
I think that it is time for me to make a little tryst over to Fort Worth.
Okay. We will come back to that momentarily.
Mhm.
Lesh,
Yeah.
you have gone hunting. Uh, in sent off a text message to Sammy. As you are coming back from hunting, you get a response from him that just says, "Yeah, everyone's okay. Um, moved house. Uh, still in the city limits, just not at the cafe anymore."
Wes will just look down at it and nod, and he'll text, stay safe. Let me know if there's problems.
You get a text back that says, "I got a problem with George."
Lesh sends a frowny face. It says real problems. Real in all caps.
You just get a frowny face back.
And Lesh will leave it at that, but he'll attempt his visit. Even though it's probably after hours. But
You
he's hoping.
you do get to the comic book store, and we're gonna do my favorite, high or low.
Roll high or roll low.
Yeah, roll high or roll low.
All
Which
right.
which number are you thinking? Because I'm gonna roll this dice.
I'm going high. My number is 9.
When you get to the comic book store, the lights are actually still on. Um, the sign has been flipped to close, but you can see Whitney inside cleaning up for the night.
Flash is gonna tap lightly on the metal next to the window. Try to get her attention.
She kind of looks up, like around one of the stands, before she runs over to open the door for you.
He just, hey, Whitney.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm just checking on you. Making my rounds. You know what I do.
I know. We're good tonight. It's been nice and quiet. Um, but yeah, you having an okay night?
It's certainly been eventful, but not much to complain about. Still alive and kicking.
I guess that's a good thing though.
Yeah, yeah, more or less. Because crime never sleeps, do that.
It never sleeps. Um, well, luckily it's been quiet here, so crime is active somewhere else tonight.
Don't I know it? You can see Lesh is like semi-serious when he says that, but goes back to being aloof.
Do you want to come in while I clean up? I could use the company.
Sure, you got it. I've been reading that comic book you gave me, Lesh is saying as he walks in.
Oh, how are you finding it?
It's pretty good. I'm feeling the kind of magic mechanics in here. Some comics have like their hard magic system and their soft magic system, but kind of sitting in the middle. I can respect what they're going for creatively. This indie comic's got something there.
Yeah, I really think it could be something big. Like they're working on book 2 right now, and I'm so excited. Because I'm really, really wanting to see where the story goes. That and we gotta support like the little guys. Like it's all well and good, like Marvel and DC sell a ton, but like what about the little guys?
Les is actually going to frown just a tad at the mention of Marvel and DC.
Oh, bless, you know what I mean. Like they're always gonna be selling out books.
Yeah, but things haven't been looking too good for him lately. I mean, I like my mainstreams just as much as anybody, but hopefully they're able to turn over a new page. It's been a hard second comic bust for them.
I mean, they've still got their like movies and stuff. They'll be fine. They're getting money.
I mean, everyone's getting money more or less when you get on that level.
Yeah. My sister keeps wanting to go and see the new movie, and I just haven't had the time.
Really? You mean you don't treat yourself, Whitney? Come on.
Well, okay, so like we are very obviously heading into a recession. Um, so I kind of need the money.
Lesha's gonna reach in his wallet and just start.
No, no, no. Like I'm doing okay, but you could always have that little extra padding just in case. Because what happens if the comic book store closes? Like I'd have to go find another job, and I like my job.
I could treat you to a movie.
Oh, oh, yeah, we could totally go to the movies.
I
Um,
mean, I might not be able to attend with you because work, but
they're not gonna
I
give
could spot you and your sis.
they're not gonna let you take a night off.
Whitney, crime never sleeps.
4 hours off? I think crime can pause itself for 4 hours.
I don't know it because of the crime wave. I've kind of been on call / overtime hours. So, veteran like me, they might need somebody on hand in case something gets dicey at one of my locations.
That's fair. Just feels kind of weird, like you paying for me to go see a movie and you don't come with.
It is kind of weird, but I like making sure my people have a good time,
All right. Well, how about when you actually have a night off, I'll treat you to a movie.
Lesh is blindsided by this. Lesh did not see this coming.
Did, is that not like a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. Yeah.
Okay, well you know my schedule and I mean I don't know yours because you seem to be working 24/7. Um, when do you sleep?
When I get the chance.
All right.
Lesh smiles and gives a thumbs up.
Well, I'm gonna go like restock some stuff, so you're welcome to like wander around or check out some new stuff. I got some stuff behind the counter. Like we have so much new stuff coming in.
Oh, Lesh is eager. But he's gonna be like, yeah, you go ahead and restock. Like you can show me once you finish doing your stocking thing, and hopefully while Whitney saunters off to get started on that, Lesh is kind of like just poking around, making sure things aren't supernaturally amiss, as far as he can tell.
Go ahead and roll me some wits and awareness,
Okay,
because I don't think you have aspects.
not at all. Oh, boy, ignorant. Let me see. Let me make sure. Nope, show doesn't. Okay, so that would be. See that wits investigation?
Wits and awareness.
Wits awareness. Okay. Okay.
There's always going to be now like 20 Nosferatu in a room since nobody has sensed the unseen.
Why not? That's 2 successes.
Ah, no, it looks like a quiet night. No
All right.
supernatural weirdness going on.
Lush being satisfied, he's gonna continue being excited. Be like, Whitney, you need help? Because I'm getting kind of excited. What you got in there?
All right.
What's behind the counter?
Okay, here, take this. It's new T-shirts. She'll
Oh,
like
sweet.
bonk onto the table. I got the hangers,
Oh,
and I just need to hang them, tag them, put them up.
I mean, I can help you with that if it doesn't get you in trouble or anything.
What are they gonna do? Check the camera and be like, you're having someone help you. Ah.
Employers, am I right? They can
I,
get pretty crazy.
I mean, he's not bad. It's just the two of us. So like, if he wants to come in and work the late night shift if he fires me, that's fine. But I know he
Let's
won't
just
do
snicker.
so. I know he won't.
You must have some dirt on him, Lesh says as he helps out.
No, he just likes going home and watching the news at 10 o'clock.
Oh, he's one of those.
Have you never met Jerry?
Would Lesh have canonically never met Jerry?
You might have met Jerry very early, and you know by this time he's an older gentleman.
Yeah, because it would have been technically a while considering his situation.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I mean, we've crossed paths once or twice, but again, work schedule's pretty crazy.
He's just older and likes to go home at a sensible time, whereas I'm younger and I don't mind being up late at night.
Les just smirks and doesn't comment on it. And he continues helping. But that's roughly what Les will be doing.
Cool.
Enthusiastically spending time with Whitney.
That's fine. No, she's enjoying your company. But I guess we'll go back to a Lasombra who is
Dun dun dun.
on his way to Fort Worth.
Um,
Where are you going?
yeah, so I sent a text to Rhea, an apology, because I did not clean up the mess before I left.
Okay, so let me make a note. Half decayed corpse still downstairs.
Yeah.
I thought Lesh grabbed some garbage bags.
He tried.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
know
he
he definitely swept, but he doesn't know where everything is in the basement. So he's going like, I think they would put trash bags here, and if he doesn't see them, he doesn't gonna poke around too much because this is still
they
the
would
room.
have been easily findable, but the point is they're still like the tools and everything are out, and
Oh yeah, he wouldn't have moved the tools.
yeah. So I text Rhea, and I'm gonna call Dane.
Oh,
You are able to call him. The phone rings once, then twice, then woman picks up. Well, hello there. This is the phone of Dane Reynolds. How can I help you tonight?
Um, Good evening, ma'am. This is Maximus Habitus. I think we spoke before.
And you see she pauses. You can hear her pause. And like it looks like sounds like she puts her hand over the phone and goes, "A Maximus? Oh, oh yeah, you're that priest from Dallas. What's going on tonight?"
Um, Many things. I was hoping that your boss was available.
Oh yeah, no, he's here. Uh, um, yeah, you're coming to the library.
Yes, the library in Fort Worth.
I'll send you the address. And she gives you the address verbally, but then you can also hear that she's texting it to you. Um, it's not like an actual branch. It's just it's personal library. That's just what we call it. Um, but yeah, no, he's here. Um, he'll be waiting. Do you need me to like roll out the carpet? Like what is this like official business?
No, most certainly not.
All right. Well, I'll let him know that you'll be here in a little bit.
I'm already in mid cities.
All right. Well, I'll see you in a few.
Thank you.
And before she hangs up, you just hear she starts laughing. Hey, Dane, he thinks you're my boss. She hangs up the phone.
A receptionist, whatever. It's the person that answered the phone for him.
Person who answered the phone. The building which you are directed is I'd put it towards the outskirts of downtown on the farther side of the city, more towards where the getting towards where the university is. Uh, and it's a small two-story building. Um, has a private property sign posted up on it. With like a little parking area out front.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna waltz my way up in there unless I'm otherwise hindered.
You're able to open the door. The lights inside are dim, but that's not an unusual thing for you guys. Um, and you can hear voices from one of the back areas. Looks like they're having a couple people are having a lively conversation. You can hear like somebody's laughing. And again, this does look like a normal library, with rows and rows of books and like a little reception area.
Hmm.
Um, Probably more like a private archive. Uh, and as soon as you walk in through the door, you do see Dane coming around one of the bookshelves.
Oh, good evening, uh, Dane.
Good evening.
Keeper.
Dane is fine for tonight. Good evening, Father. How are you doing tonight?
Uh, I have been in better spirits.
That bad?
Huh. It could be worse.
Well, please come to the back. It's no need to talk out here in the open. Um, And you see, as he's walking you back there, he very loudly says, Mendoza was just leaving. And you hear the sound of like a chair creak and like sit down suddenly.
I see.
He's being a bum in my office, but that's usual. Kyle, get out of my chair.
Far be it from me to interrupt any business that you had going on.
It wasn't any business. He's just being a menace.
Ah, I see.
Well, what's on your mind tonight, Father?
If I remember correctly, before we had discussed about a mutual upbringing that we share, correct?
Yes, I remember that conversation very well. And he does point to the man who's walking around his desk, not leaving, just takes up residence in another chair. Uh, they are all, uh, um, Father Maximus. This is Kyle Mendoza. Kyle, this is Father Maximus.
Nice to meet you. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm not leaving. I don't have anything better to do unless I need to leave.
I don't think so.
Okay. You see, he leans this chair back and puts his feet up on the desk. I take it, were you able to do anything so far?
Little progress is still progress. The man in the chair has been dealt with. He was virtually useless, unfortunately.
That's disappointing. At least now he cannot continue to dive into information.
Correct. If it is appropriate, I actually wish to speak with you about something on a little bit more of a personal level.
Of course.
Um,
Kyle, could you please step outside?
no, he can stay. It's fine. It's just a less business. This is more specifically about me and my background and your experience. So, as I'm assuming you're much older than I am. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't look my age, but I believe yes, I am.
Okay, good. Um, I had to extract the information, what little I did get from him in a conventional way to our shared history. It was uncomfortable, but comforting. It felt right, natural.
As is part of our nature that we can not escape regardless how much we try.
I find myself with a vendetta against this particular storyteller. Remind me what the name of the clan is for Aster. I know he's a Toreador, but he's a variant bloodline.
He is a Volgear.
Yeah. I'm gonna assume, Dane, that you're familiar with the fact that Zachariah's pack has some Non-traditional bloodlines in it.
I am well aware,
Well,
sadly.
the Volgir, the one that I am particularly hunting, whose childer I have apparently adopted at this point. I find myself under a particular vendetta for him, one in which I wish to rid this world of him completely. If you catch my drift.
Ah, yes. Any particular reason you would have a vendetta? I mean, I have met the man, so I can understand where you are coming from, but is there any particular source of...
It did not start as this way, but I have a particular reputation to uphold as a protector of the Masquerade, and he has done very well to evade and escape me, on top of the fact that I believe he is just overall a very unsavory type. He left, well, didn't. The story behind this child of his is very strange and does not make any sense to me, but it is not mine to judge. I'm assuming that they were lovers of some sort, and she was turned because of this. I think this is his MO. And Zachariah has a particular connection to him, and anything that I can do to hurt Zachariah at this point, I'm going to do because he has no right being in this city.
From what I know of Aster, the embrace is a bit unusual, but again, he has always been unusual. Lovers, who could say? The man don't believe has ever known love, truly. Zachariah is his adopted sire, which is why they are particularly close to each other.
As it would make sense. I would not expect that a dragon would sire Volgir. Also, this feels dirty to me, but I also want to. I look over at like the other person that's in the room. This desire to dealberize him comes also out of a desire for utility.
Ah. You see the man who was sitting with his feet propped up. When you mention the word Diablo, he just covers his ears.
Unofficially, of course.
Unofficially, of course. Uh, do not worry about him. He's not going to remember it anyhow.
Hmm.
The desire I can understand. The great risk comes great rewards in some cases. You do know what could happen, though, however.
I'm aware of the risks and have taken them before.
Well, as I am now Tower, I am supposed to tell you, no, bad, don't do that. As this is unofficial, I would simply say be careful if that is the path you choose to walk. You risk not only losing yourself, but being overcome entirely.
And as my senior, what would you recommend?
I would counsel against it. While the rewards are great, we are not as we were anymore. And I
This
find
is
dabbling in old habits is a slippery slope.
right. Our position within the Camarilla surely is shaky still, at best.
I was not talking about position. You and
Oh,
I left. I assume you want more from your life than the carnage we left behind.
I do. But then
Then
I find myself asking, to what lengths do I go to remove that which threatens uh, um, the very life that I have been seeking? To what lengths do I go to, well,
allow them to go to final death. I myself do still find the allure every once in a while. I resist because I swore to myself that that part of my life was going to stay behind in the darkness, where it belongs. And while I cannot say that I may never, because again, we are what we are, I would say allowing them to go to the final death without any part to being able to linger on or even affect you is preferable. You do understand what I mean. I know I'm old and I occasionally don't talk how the younger people do.
I do. I suppose that I am feeling my age at this point. The uh the gap in power that can be seen between myself and somebody of the same age of me, but still part of the Sabbat. I find it hard to defend what is mine against those, but I will persevere to do my best to do so in the way that I have chosen to live, because I agree with you.
It's also more rewarding. I find diablerie tends to be the quick and easy way and is less rewarding.
Hmm,
Sadly,
fair enough.
however, that pack has always, well, not been a problem. It's why I'm still confused why they're even here in the first place.
I'm not convinced that it's not strictly to inconvenience me and mine.
Have you ever had a run-in with Zachariah previously? But before all of this?
Boy, oh boy, storyteller, wouldn't it be fantastic if you told me right now that that was
Uh,
buried deep somewhere within my subconscious about the
uh,
past that I can't remember all of?
um, you have running the people in your mind. This is the first time you've met any of them.
Okay. I, under this alias and his current appearance, no, from what I can recall, which is not much, quite frankly. Um, my time as a childer uh, is not easily accessible to me within my own memory.
I've known Zachariah for quite a long time. He was always one that paid more lip service to the cause than actually zealously believed,
Hmm.
which makes me wonder why he would uproot himself from Warsaw to come all the way here. The others, I could see why Isidore would. Do not let anything about that man fool you. He may act human, but he is the least amongst that group. Doria is more of a follower than anything else. And then Nastor is just trouble.
A sadist.
I mean, that's putting it mildly.
Okay. Well, you have provided me with much to think about, and certainly any decision that I make is to be influenced by your words.
I only give advice. If you take it, that is entirely up to you. I understand these nights are hard. They're going to get harder. But we do the best that we can. Uh, uh Mendoza said that the sheriff contacted him a little earlier. Something about Mariah.
Hmm. Yes.
Unusual.
Perhaps we can talk at length about that on a slightly more pleasant note, as it were. Um, do you have experience with uh, wraiths, I believe, is the correct term?
Not many. There was a harbinger in my pack briefly. Um, it is concerning. I don't believe there's one going on that side of town. Usually Mariah keeps the family fairly in check. Um, but I can go ask her personally. Um, her and I have better discussions than her and he does like look over to the man in the chair who's still got his hands over his ears like he's not listening in on the conversation at all. Uh, it appeared in your church.
Yes, my the sanctuary. Well, no, not just the sanctuary. The entire building is inhabited by spirits as it is already, but this one, scared is the wrong word. It surprised me. For it was the spirit of a hunter that I recently dealt with.
Was anyone made aware that you dealt with them?
Hmm. None that I can recall off the top of my head.
Then that is concerning. I will speak to Mariah about it. Um, Hopefully she can rein in the little troublesome person, whoever it is. I am unaware of any Sabbat who would have the knowledge of necromancy, aside of maybe a harbinger, but most of those are returned to the fold, so to speak.
Hmm.
Um, very concerning and very confusing.
Everything that is happening in this city these nights is both of those things.
Did you get the information about the lady you had me look into? That Siobhan something or other?
No, I did not.
Oh, Kyle was supposed to text you. He reached out to his old contacts in California. The bishop did have a childer, but it was a female, Siobhan Kearney.
Oh, yes, I did get that information, but I did not know if there was any more beyond that.
We're still looking. Well, Mendoza's still looking into it. Last sighting was in California 20 years ago. Uncertain if perhaps we have a childer who made a decision like we did. Or perhaps, given what's all been happening over there these nights, perhaps did not survive at all.
Okay. I will look forward to anything else that you are able to discover.
It's slow going. The Tremere, they don't love to give up their secrets.
Maximus kind of just smirks at that. That I do.
I would ask Tracy Lynn, but she is occasionally cagey about Tremere things, and she is rather young and does not know much about the goings on of the city of old. Was there anything else I could assist with tonight, Max?
No. I thank you for your counsel. You would understand that I did not have a teacher, as it were, as I was growing up.
Well, I am always here if you do need me. My library is opened for you as well if you do need anything from it. It's kind of just a collection of things that we've ended up getting in the end, but useful in some instances. You're more than welcome to stay, though. I have no other plans for tonight. Just trying to work up what the prince wants for the next time she holds court. Gangrels seem to want a variety of plants, and I do not understand why.
Seems like a lot of politics.
It is. She's a good prince, though. I say that very rarely.
I will be off then.
You have a wonderful evening and a safe drive back to Dallas. And I will let you know what Mariah says. I can pass it along to Ash if that's the easier way of letting you know. I do not quite like using phones. And you can see there is a little Nokia 10-9 phone sitting on his desk, kind of on the edge of it, where he's just kind of like eyeing it out of the corner of his eye.
Yes, you can provide Ash with the information. She will get it to me.
Well, stay safe, and you're more than welcome to come back anytime you do need me. Also, perhaps invest in a camera for your church, or maybe
Why?
I know
Everybody.
I know
Everybody.
I know cameras are not our friends. Perhaps what do they call those things? The doors you can lock, the metal doors. Reinforce the doors to ensure that nobody can get in. Um,
I will put it on a higher priority of the list of things to do than it was before.
you know our former compatriots do not care about sanctuary laws and anything like that.
Unfortunately.
It's even worse when there's at least one of us in that pack, and we know how easy it is to get in through even the smallest of crevices.
Yep.
Ash said something about you did have somebody break in. Something about the one of your doors was broken.
Oh no. Somebody, Doria, assumedly, broke Aster out.
Unless she's gained that strength here recently, I would say that is not her.
I have no reason to believe otherwise, nor any lead as to who else it could be. The man in the chair also said what you did. So perhaps someone else cares about Aster in the same capacity.
Your mysterious bishop, perhaps.
Or what? Perhaps.
The only other person in that pack I could think of who could rip the door off would be Isidore. And him and Doria tend to be the social ones. Well, Doria's a social person.
We'll continue to look into it.
Maybe you could get somebody to bless the door.
I'm afraid that is not how it works.
It would be nice some days. Allow me
It
to walk
would.
you to your car then?
Certainly.
Mendoza, get your feet off my desk. And you hear the chair creak as he puts his feet back down. And he walks you to the door. And we're gonna go back to Dallas very briefly to visit a Rose who was returning home. On your
Yeah, Jasmine is entering the Airbnb.
as you enter through the Airbnb, you get a text from Josh that's just a photo of two tickets in his hand for the couple nights later showing, and then sends you a text later on that says, "Got him."
Jasmine replies and says, "Sweet. See you then."
See you then. And he just like sends like the little thumbs up, two of them in a row.
Jasmine smiles and walks in. Remembering what had happened last time, is trying to be more aware if there's anybody in the Airbnb currently.
Go ahead and make me a wits and awareness.
Let's see. Oops. Ooh, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
It is nice and quiet inside of your Airbnb. Everything is as you left it. There doesn't look like anyone's broken in, nothing's moved around. It isn't until you get a little bit more into the living room, that cheekily stuck on your coffee table is an iPod, or not iPod, an or a iPad case. One of
Okay.
the boxes just sitting on your thing.
I open it to see if there's anything inside.
There is an iPad that is slightly smoking still inside of it.
I send Remy a message. You went without me?
You get a text message back that is, yeah, I had to blow off some steam.
Not cool. You said you were gonna take me the next time you went.
You just get a, I lied, with a little swinky
Oh,
face.
you suck. Basically is my text. You suck. Let's go next time. Okay?
You just get
I
a,
too I too need to blow off some steam.
it's at this moment that you feel a chin rest on your shoulder, and he goes, fine. What's been going on?
Hi, how have you been?
Not great. My ghoul is missing, and I am rather annoyed.
You're Have I met this school?
You have. You know that it is a particular level of French mortician who is rather sassy and gives him absolute crap.
I'm gonna look at Remy. Where was the last time you put him? Maybe you should look there.
I did. Nothing was there. Disappointed.
Maybe one of your enemies took him. You do have a lot of those.
I know. See, that's weird. I am a very likable person.
Remy, you're like one of my best friends. Even I know that's bullshit.
Okay, first off, that's hurtful. I thought you roses were supposed to be nice and not have that deadly wicked tongue that you seem to have.
What are you talking about? You've spent time with Aster.
I hate that blonde brat.
Damn.
I'm so disappointed he didn't die.
What? Would you say? Can you
I'm
repeat that?
I'm so disappointed he didn't die.
You and me both.
You know, the weird thing is like, who would want to keep him alive? What the heck is that? I mean, I know why, but like,
My
why?
love,
Uh,
you know so much more than I do when it comes to them. Who do you think would keep him alive? Do you even have an idea who could break him out of there?
I may.
Are you gonna share with the group?
Would you like it to be just between you and me?
Can I tell other people, or does it have to be between you and I?
It has to be between you and I. You gotta pinky promise me you won't tell.
Fine. Just between you and I won't tell anybody. Pinky promise.
Pinky promise. You do know. Uh,
And you're not gonna lie to me, right?
I would never lie to you, except for that.
Just texted me you lied.
That is a one-off. First of
All right.
all, the only reason he got broken out is because Zachariah was losing his ever-loving mind.
So is it Zachariah that did it?
No, no, and it's even stupider.
Who did it?
My boss. My boss broke him out. Like, why would you do that? Like, why? Out of everything. So the dragon lost his rose. Big whoop. There's more to be found in this city. You can literally go into any club, smack somebody. 90% of the time, it's a rose.
Yeah.
And they're
Why
probably.
is he obsessed with Aster? Did they have the same relationship we did or something? I don't understand.
Ah, okay. So, like, you know he's like your dad.
Yeah.
Uh, Zachariah's like his dad, adopted.
So you mean the same kind of like feeling that I have for Aster has for Zechariah?
Kind of, but it's okay. So like you're like related to him. Like that's your thing. They're kind of just like adopted, but when you're like me, you're part of our group, it gets even weirder because you
Right.
have all those blood bonds going on and
Do they like blood bonded or something?
kinda,
Uh,
kinda. It's weird. It's all weird. But
I
like,
mean, this whole unlife is weird, Remy.
I
This
know, right?
whole thing is weird.
Has Max been telling you about the unlife?
I mean, yeah, you didn't really tell me much.
I told you to be careful in public, and
Told me enough.
I,
Thank you.
I
I
did
survived the year on my own. Thank you very much. Thank you.
darn straight. I'm very good at that. Uh,
Yeah.
no, it's see, I don't know why anything happens the way that it does, but for somehow Zachariah adores your blonde moppet of a sire. Personally,
I kind
me.
of understand that. You know that I hate his guts,
Hmm.
but also not, but also I want to kill him. But also, you know how it goes. I think he did something to me before he killed me. That's what I think because normally I'm not like this. But I think he did something to me. Now, I can't prove it, but I know that if he's dead, then he's this grip that this fucking jackass with beautiful eyes have
Oh,
on me
oh.
will disappear.
Do you have a
Shut up.
bucket? I need to throw up.
Shut up. Don't don't tell me that the reason you helped me was not because you was not because of the goodness of your heart, but because you want to mess with him.
Oh no,
That's the
I
reason why you helped.
I totally wanted to mess with him.
Thank you. And I
But
appreciate that so fucking much.
also, I, no offense, you are not cut out for the Sabbat life.
No.
You're not. And you know, it'd be better if you were off making your own life.
Yeah. Can I so a question.
Hmm.
Um if I were to finally kill, like final death
Sorry.
ask,
Mhm. Mhm.
you wouldn't mind, right?
Oh no. I might actually dance I actually might start dancing again.
That's great.
Okay.
Would it reach Zechariah?
Oh, most certainly it would.
Will you be the one telling him?
No.
Okay,
No.
cool.
Why would I tell Zachariah that his favorite just got axed? Absolutely not.
Cool.
Watch him breathe fire? Absolutely not. Not on my life. You know what we should do though? When you
What?
actually do kill him,
Mm-hmm.
we get fireworks.
I want a selfie with you in it, and
Ugh.
then I mean, we can have your ghoul take the picture, so you don't have to touch the phone.
Well, okay, so you
Is that
know,
not gonna work?
take your phone out and turn the camera on and point it at me.
And I do.
The image, instead of being a crystal clear image, is all hazy and flickering on your screen.
What is up with you and this thing anyway?
La Sombra. It's it doesn't like us. Ironically, though, it's very useful when you're trying to get into buildings because I can take the cameras out. Well, I also set off the alarms on occasion, but you know,
Yeah.
50-50.
All right. Well, thanks for the information about who killed, I mean, not killed, who got into the church.
Stays between us because I'm not getting in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stays within us. I mean, I'm not gonna stop them from finding out, but it won't.
Let them find out.
It won't be coming for me, basically.
Good. Good. No, I am going. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. So many options.
We can go to another store.
Let's go to another store.
All right, let's do
Let's
it.
go! And as you two are off into the night, that is where we're going to end for tonight.